There is a specific feeling that hits you on a Sunday evening. The sun is going down, the weekend is over, and you feel heavy. It isn't a physical weight, it's deeper. It's a static weight in your chest, a quiet dread about the week ahead. You aren't tired, you slept for 8 hours. You aren't sick, but you feel like you're fading, like the color is draining out of the world, leaving only grey duties and grey commutes. In 2011, Hidetaka Miyazaki gave this feeling a name. He didn't call it depression. He didn't call it burnout. He called it hollowing. And I think it's one of the most important concepts in modern gaming. Most people think Dark Souls is a game about dying, but that's not true. Death in Lordran is cheap. It's a minor inconvenience. You die, you wake up at the bonfire, you try again. Mechanically, death is just a reset. The real threat isn't death, it's the loss of purpose. In the lore, an undead becomes a hollow when they lose their will to go on. When they forget why they are fighting, they don't die, they just stop. They stand in hallways, staring at walls, swinging their swords at nothing, mindless, empty. Think about that. The ultimate failure state in Dark Souls isn't the "you died" screen. The ultimate failure state is when you, the player, put the controller down and never pick it up again. That is hollowing. When the friction becomes too much, when the reward no longer feels worth the effort. Does that sound familiar? We live in an era of high-functioning hollowing. We go to work, we pay the bills, we smile at the barista, but inside, we are losing our humanity. We are forgetting the quest. We are just grinding for souls, terrified that if we stop moving, we'll turn to ash. I want to talk about this guy, the Crestfallen Warrior. He's the first face you see at the shrine. He is safe, he is warm. He sits right next to the bonfire. He has survived. He knows the world is dangerous, so he chooses not to play. He sits there, cynical and bitter, mocking you for trying to ring the bells of awakening. He is the avatar of cynicism, and if we are honest, he is the mirror image of our generation. We look at the housing market, we look at the climate, we look at the cost of living, and a voice in our head says, "Sit down, don't ring the bell. It's not worth the pain." But here is the tragedy of the Crestfallen Warrior. He hollows anyway. Safety didn't save him. Stagnation killed him. He waited for the world to get better. It didn't. And because he had no struggle to sharpen his will against, he crumbled. Entropy claimed him. I've been there. Last year I hit a wall. I was working 60 hours a week on a project I knew deep down didn't matter. I was stuck in tutorial hell. I was optimizing workflows. I wasn't building anything. I was just moving pixels. Karl Marx called this alienation. When the worker is separated from the fruit of their labor, the soul decays. In Dark Souls, if you kill a boss, you get the soul. You see the victory. In modern life, you work hard and the reward is more work. The feedback loop is broken. And when the feedback loop breaks, burnout sets in. Burnout isn't just being tired. Sleep cures tired. It is the feeling that you are walking through a swamp, Blighttown, with no moss. The poison meter is ticking up and you cannot see the bonfire. So, how do we fix it? How do we reverse hollowing? In the game, there are two ways to reverse hollowing. The first is consuming humanity. But what does it represent? It represents connection. It represents a piece of the soul that you share with others. Depression isolates you. It tells you that you're a burden, that you should stay in your cell in the asylum. But you cannot beat Ornstein and Smo alone. Well, you can, but it's hell. To regain your humanity, you have to summon help. You have to accept that you are part of a collective. The game is hard. Life is harder. Don't solo the difficult bosses of your life. The second cure is the bonfire. In our hustle culture, we treat rest as weakness. I'll sleep when I'm dead, they say. Dark Souls rejects this. The bonfire isn't just a save point. It's a holy place. You must rest. If you don't sit down, your Estus stays empty. You will die. You have to find your bonfire in the real world. Not scrolling TikTok or Instagram. That's not rest. That's just noise. I mean true rest. Silence. A walk. A conversation with a friend where you don't look at your phone. The world of Lordran is cold, and that is why you must tend to your fire. The world is going to try and hollow you out. The news cycles, the job market, the loneliness, they are all chipping away at your health bar. And there is a seductive voice, the crestfallen voice, that says it's easier to just stop, to become a background character in your own story. But listen to me. You are the chosen undead, not because you are special, but because you are still here. You haven't quit. You're still holding the controller. Find your purpose, even if it's small, even if it's just getting out of bed in the morning to make coffee. That is a victory. Find your solaire, find your bonfire, and whatever you do, don't you dare go hollow.